Welcome to another video. I'm here, look, in my recording studio together with all my animals. And man, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly that. All the animals I have around here are mine. Each one is more different than the other. There are several super exotic fish here, and honestly, these are things you don't see every day. Look at that one over there, see? It's thin from the front, but really crazy from the side. In the videos here, I always show the arrival of the fish, especially the monster fish, the setup of really crazy aquariums with even crazier animals. And since I'm doing a challenge I made with you guys to post one video a day for 7 days, I asked for suggestions of videos you wanted. And one of you commented that you wanted a video showing all my animals. A complete tour here in my recording studio. And honestly, man, I think I've never done that. So, fasten your seatbelts, because today the adventure is going to be revealed. Of course, I'll show how each of them behaves here in my recording studio. And of course, while you're at it, leave in the comments which video suggestion you want for this week. Tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, it's probably going to be a video at the secret monster fish store. Because I already managed to fix my car, and you saw in the last video, right? I had to take apart the car's alternator to take it in for repairs. Since I saw it in my head, my alternator was born, and well, now I've already put the alternator back in. Look, it's already installed. Down there, I also put in a new belt, alright? And now it's the moment of truth. Let's go. Key in the ignition. Turned it halfway down here. The charge is about to show up. With the car running, it should show at least 12.5, well, above 12, right? Oh man, did it work? Let's see. Started the car, the battery light went off, and here, look, 13.9, 14. My god, man, well, apparently everything worked out. A new profession unlocked. Wow, the car is working. And now, yes, we can travel and go to the secret shop. So, probably either tomorrow's video or the day after tomorrow's will be at the secret monster fish shop you already know, right? Buying monster fish. And the coolest thing is that you never know what I'll come back with from the secret shop, because that's where I bought Percy Jackson, my electric monster fish. Claudinho, my stingray, the alligator gar, the arapaimas, Docinho, my favorite, the super rare white red-tailed catfish, the giant striped catfish, the jaguar catfish, and a bunch of other really crazy fish. Man, seriously, what am I going to bring back from there this time? Go ahead and leave your video suggestions in the comments for what you want to see next. This is the third video, and I still have 4 more to finish my challenge. And now, yes, a few hours have passed. It's already nighttime. The lighting here is perfect. Let's go meet all my animals. I'm going to go through aquarium by aquarium, space by space, showing each one of them. Let's go from here to there. So let's start first. This aquarium is an empty aquarium. This one here is an aquarium that's going to be paired with this aquarium here, where I've already set up a marine aquarium. This one is my first marine aquarium, second marine aquarium. And they're going to get an octopus and a balacudog face. And this one, since it already has water, the filter is already working down here. Everything's all set. I had to leave some animals here to start building up the biological load in this water. Let's put in 2-3 hermit crabs, which are the little crabs that live inside the shells. And actually, I even need to find a bigger home for them because they're growing in here. And now there's the question. I don't know if this aquarium here will be for the octopus or for the balacudog face, because, well, this needs to be covered here and here. I want to put some plants up here, but let's go, right? Let's continue with the first aquarium, first and second, right? Marine aquariums moving to the side. Here's the aquarium of my electric monster fish. Look at Percy Jackson, man. This one is a porake, an electric fish from the Amazon. And this fish, it can reach up to 2 meters in length or 1.5 meters. I don't know. I get some information. Some places I read say one thing, others say another. But it's a fish that gets really big, and its electric discharge does too. It's kind of confusing to know the total power, the voltage, right? Total. Because in some places they say it's 800 volts, others say it's 1200 volts. But even though it's a very strong electric discharge, the thing is, just this electric discharge alone isn't enough to kill a human being. Well, it's scary. I've been shocked by it before, but the problem is if you get that shock while you're in the water, then you'll get paralyzed. And in the water, you'll end up drowning. And another interesting thing to know is that what kills isn't the voltage, the difference in potential. What kills is the intensity of the current, which is measured in amperes. Because voltage, which is the difference in potential measured in volts, It can be very high and not harm us at all, for example. You know, when you rub your foot on the carpet in front of your door, touch the doorknob and get a shock, well, that shock can reach up to 10,000 volts. This isn't enough to kill a human being, at least not just a shock. I'm saying that if you have a pacemaker, and if anyone has any corrections about this information I shared, feel free to comment. At least that's what I learned studying in physics classes. Let's go, guys, now. Continuing down here. Baby's aquarium. Baby, look, it's a Predatory, an African fish, and it's cool because it's really different. It's a truly exotic fish. Starting with these modified fins, they're specialized so it can move around in the mud. Yeah, baby in his natural habitat. Let's go, guys. Oh my god, I've never talked this much without stopping. Baby in his natural habitat. During the dry season, it can wrap itself in a cocoon of mud and stay there for over a year. More than a year, wrapped in a cocoon of mud. Until the rainy season returns and it goes back to the water, it breathes atmospheric air. This one is also a lungfish. And the baby also breathes atmospheric air. In other words, oxygenation in the water isn't a problem for him. But down here there's Bagrionsa, and Bagrionsa needs oxygenation in the water. And look how much the baby has grown. He was so tiny when he arrived. I won't show how he arrived yet. That'll be in the special baby video. But it's really interesting to know because he's a really crazy fish, especially when he's a baby. And he is a baby. Yes! Because this fish can grow up to 1 meter long and get huge, even thicker than my arm here. While he's a baby, he has his gills sticking out. Look at his claws. They look like little axolotl antennas, like axolotl claws sticking out right there. Because he also breathes air here, from inside the water, while he's a baby. After he becomes an adult, then it's just atmospheric air. Look how beautiful it is. Well, Bagrionsa likes to stay hidden, and he feeds at night, only eating during the nighttime. While it's light like this, he doesn't even move. He just stays hidden. But man, I'm really impressed by the size of the baby. Man, my god, let's go. Let's keep going here. Ah, there's an aquarium here. This aquarium here, guys, my god, man. Look at the condition of this water here. All these bubbles on top are from the aquarium. Oxygen that keeps circulating here in these algae. And since it's really thick with algae, it gets trapped here. Just look at how it is. And I'm not cleaning it because, man, I like to leave the baby fish tanks like this. I see a lot of people taking care of the baby fish, preparing everything. Artemia nopli hatching from Artemia eggs. Let me turn on the light here because it's really dark. Hold on, and now, okay, let's go. Getting back to it. A lot of people keep hatching, putting in a lot of work to produce food. But there's actually a natural food for the fry. Look, it's algae. Of course I put food in here and oh my god, the only problem is you can't see anyone inside. Let's see. You can't see any fish. Oh my god. They're baby African cichlids. And we're about to get to that aquarium over there. Let's go. Moving on, guys. Ah, here's another piece of information. From what I counted, when they were born, there were 24 little babies. Let's see how many there will be if they're all okay after they make this aquarium. But let's go. Moving on. This is Albi's aquarium, my albino Polypterus senegalus. Look how beautiful she is. She and baby arrived together in the same video. I bought them from the same place, and this one is Kevin. Kevin is an Oscar that came from a rescue, and he got this name. Because when I went to get the aquarium and his things, I almost ended up forgetting him there at the house. And then it became Kevin from Home Alone. So he became Kevin from the movie Home Alone. Who remembers this movie? Macaulay Culkin. Anyway, Kevin, who is an Oscar, right? An Oscar tiger, a common standard. Albi, who is here, Albi won't get very big. There are some species of Polypterus that get huge, gigantic, but Albi will only grow a little bit more. She'll stay at a maximum of about 20-25 centimeters, so she still has a little bit more to grow, but not much. And over there are some Corydoras and the Dionema. The Corydoras and the Dionema are my oldest fish. They've been with me for over 5 years, and Albi too. Just so everyone knows, my little dragon, take a look. She's a lungfish too. She breathes air from outside the water. Let's go. Continuing here. Moving to the side, this aquarium. Here it's the same situation as this aquarium here. This is a wall of babies. And look at them here. African cichlids too. Here we have Aratus. And there's this one here, which I think is a lombardoi. Come here. My son is the biggest one. He was born first. Then these ones here, the Aratus. And then those over there, which are orange-blue zebras. These here are the orange-blue zebra ops. I'm Dr. Fusebro B. That's how we find them in the store. Look here, this one showed up. This is the blue. These here are the Aratus, tiny little babies. And once again, I leave the water like this so they have food, so they grow faster, and I also put food in here for them. And another thing, there's no biological media here. I work with the fry just by doing partial water changes, changing almost all the water. So that's also why the water turns green. All my other aquariums, since they have a complete filtration system with biological media, the water doesn't turn green, it's always crystal clear. Let's go continuing, I'll go down here, no up, let's go to the side. Here is the Lepizostius aquarium, my alligator gar. The stingray Claudinho, here is Ricky, my little freshwater shark, a common Pangasius. There's a leopard gourami over there, and in the back, another leopard gourami. Inside the log, there's the little frog. It's a Platydorus that arrived much smaller. It's growing very slowly, but it's growing. And here is a Kashara. Look how beautiful it is. It arrived very small, guys. It was this tiny when it got here. I didn't know if it would survive or not, but look how beautiful it is now. And let's go. A curiosity about these fish. The stingray, an Amazonian bottom-dwelling fish, is here. Doing very well, eats a lot, it's carnivorous, loves pellets, and also eats a lot of fillet. These here are omnivores. They eat anything that falls into the water. Lepizostius is exclusively carnivorous. This one here, it's a bit difficult to get it to eat pellets. It prefers fillet or live fish, but I only feed it fillet and saltwater fish fillet. I use this cross-feeding tip to avoid contamination. Saltwater fish parasites don't infect freshwater fish, and the opposite is also true. Freshwater fish parasites don't infect saltwater fish. That's really good for us to know, but in this aquarium I had a contamination. But how did that happen? If I feed them, if I do this cross-feeding to avoid contamination, it's because I used his food, sardine, to go fishing. What was left, I brought back and fed here. The sardines spent a long time thawed and probably brought some parasite. And unfortunately, I lost Brittany and I lost Michael because Narek was here. Well, they're gone now. And this little freshwater shark here, Rick, my Pangasius, he's a baby, a little one, man. These fish can reach up to 1 meter in length. They get huge, gigantic, super fat. It came to Brazil for its meat. It arrived here as a fish for consumption and ended up being introduced as well. An amazing fish. I like them a lot, but in the aquarium they're too skittish. Any small thing makes them thrash around, injuring themselves or other fish. And if they're big enough, they can even break the aquarium. Well, let's go. Continuing here now. Down here, an Oscar, standard bronze. Look how beautiful it is. It arrived here really small. Here is Mega's widow, a flower horn. And she's called Mega's widow because she arrived here with the male. And the male unfortunately died and she was left alone. So she is Mega's widow, flower horn. Here is a Namurus, an African catfish. If I'm not mistaken, it's not exactly an African catfish, but it's a catfish of African origin from the African continent. Albino. Look how cool it is. It grows a lot according to the information I gathered, but its growth is slow. It arrived much smaller and is growing very slowly, but it is growing. Here is Sky. She is a, let me remember the name. Got it. She is a Labiatum red-white. Look. A super aggressive fish. Actually, in this tank, I keep all my most aggressive fish, at least among the smaller ones. All of them are very aggressive. That's why they have to stay separated like this, and they won't live here forever. They came here when I brought the electric fish, when I brought Percy Jackson, the lightning thief, here. He can't be with other fish, so there's no risk of electrocution, and they'd just eat him. So I had to take everyone out of there and put them here in this tank, and this tank, I have it running. In the same water from this aquarium, which is the same water that circulates in this filter, it's all the same water here. Here. Another 200-liter aquarium was supposed to be here, same size as this one, but it's empty because it broke. Because of the furniture, I had to change the furniture, or actually need to change the furniture. The aquarium is being kept for preservation. Let's go. Continuing here. African cichlid aquarium. All my aquariums here. All of them. I maintain myself. At pH 7, which is a neutral pH between 6.8 and 7, it's great for any type of species. Actually, almost all aquarium fish species that are already sold in the aquarium trade are already adapted. At least the ones bred to this pH 6.87. Only the aquarium here with the African cichlids did I raise the pH a bit. I left it around 7.5 to 8.5. Their pH is a little higher because they prefer it that way. But if it were 7, it wouldn't be a problem either. For these fish that are already bred in Brazil, I'm not talking about fish that are collected from the wild. Because in nature, in Lake Malawi, which is in Africa, that's where they come from. Man, the pH there can reach up to 9, so it's much higher. And here there are some amazing fish, really beautiful. Just look at the color of each one of them. It's sensational. And this one here is the mother of the little babies over there. One of them, right? The other mother ended up dying, and Blue's mother too. So Blue's mother died. The mother of the orange and blue zebras, which are these here, look, the little babies that are in that aquarium down there, they're gonna end up looking like this, and like this. This one here is a super red zebra. It's a Pseudotropheus zebra super red. And this one here is a Pseudotropheus zebra, orange and blue. It's actually a mix of this one with this one here. Then they make some crazy mixes between them and end up with this one here, look, and that one over there. Yeah. My favorite is an Aplochromis compressiceps blue. He's still a juvenile. When he grows up, he'll get really big. He'll turn all blue with an orange fin on top. And he's changing. He's already starting to change. Well, let's go. Oh, there's also a biconic lip here. Look at this beautiful fish. It's amazing, this fish here. It's interesting to know that it no longer exists in the wild, only in aquariums. It only exists in captivity. It doesn't exist in the wild anymore. Because of the degradation of its natural habitat. It's not because of capture or anything like that. It's because of the degradation of their natural habitat. And this one is a Synodontis. Eupterus, the upside down catfish, man. That's why it's called the upside down catfish. Because it likes to swim upside down, literally. Right now it's just staying still, but out of nowhere, it flips upside down and starts swimming. That's totally normal for it. It does that so it can eat the algae that stay on the surface of the water. At least that's what I read. Let's go. Continuing here, a discus fish aquarium. Actually, there's only one right there. Look at that beautiful fish, my first good discus fish. From what I've been studying, it's a pretty complicated fish when it comes to water parameters and very demanding when it comes to feeding. But here, with a pH of 6.87, he's fine, looking really beautiful. This fish with this pattern, look, it doesn't exist in nature. It's already a modified fish, selected for aquariums. In nature, its wild pattern is completely green with some stripes and some blue as well, or brown. But like this, all cute, all patterned like this. In nature, it doesn't exist. These here are Geophagus, if I'm not mistaken. Red Tapaios Geophagus. They're all Amazonian fish. Here I have a Caborgia, or Cambute, or Tambuata. Well, this fish has several names throughout Brazil, and the coolest thing about this fish is that it's extremely adapted, naturally selected to survive. In some situations, this is completely complicated. For example, during the dry season, when the river or the ditch or the stream or the place where this fish is dries up, or when it senses that it's going to dry up, it crawls across the land until it finds another place that's totally good for it. In other words, it's a fish that's also known as Viramoro because it really travels some distances, even a bit long, to find water. So, it's a fish that has no problem staying out of water, at least not for a while. It won't stay out of water for too long, but it can spend a day or a few days on dry land, breathing atmospheric air. And what helps it is the shell it has there. Its scales form an armor, so it doesn't let it dry out. That's what's important. Its skin there is practically waterproof. It's a really awesome fish. Down there are some armored catfish. Look, armored catfish, leopard, and there are more armored catfish here. Another one over there. I don't know what its name is, what its species is. And there's another one that's fine. It's around here somewhere, but I don't know where. They can hide themselves. And I only find them when it's time to feed them. Only when I'm giving them food that I can find them. This aquarium here is amazing, man. It's one of the aquariums I admire the most here in my recording studio. Even though it doesn't have many fish, it's still one of the aquariums I admire the most. Man, especially because of this little guy here, man, it's been amazing for my experience of having this kind of thing. But let's go. Moving on now, the pond. A giant pool with all my fish, monsters, predators, ultra carnivores, and here we go, my god, one by one. Actually, it's going to be species by species, right? Pirarupus, the giants. Look at this. Here is Lloyd. Step out of the shadow, Lloyd. And here is the recruit. At first, it was Debbie and Lloyd, the two siblings I brought. But I had a problem here. My giant pool lake dried up at the filter, the pipe came loose, and the water started gushing out, and Debbie ended up dying. He couldn't make it. Even though they're fish, Pirarupus breathe atmospheric air, outside air, they're also lungfish. Unfortunately, when it dried up, he ended up on his side. He couldn't get his head out of the water to breathe. He ended up swallowing water, and literally, my Pirarucu fish drowned. Man, these are their species, right? The largest scaled freshwater fish in the world. And it's ours. Brazilian, national, Amazonian, the largest species of scaled freshwater fish in the world. Here we have Docinho, a sugarcane, Maroloides down there. Tucunare pinima, the second species of tucunare, the second largest species of tucunare that exists. The largest is the Tucunare achu. It can reach up to 1 meter in length, and this one can reach up to 80 centimeters. Man, this one must be about 70-75 centimeters. It's really big down here. Well, let's talk about them here. The Pirararas have the leucistic pattern, the white one, and the normal pattern. Look at Lara, man. Lara is amazing. She came here as a tiny baby, this small, and look at the size she is now. She's huge. So, normal pattern, Lara. Leucistic pattern is not albino, guys. It's leucistic. Here is Brancona, here is Tiffany, and here is Branquinha, 3 Pirararas, leucistic pattern, leucistic because they don't have pigmentation, but their eyes are black. If their eyes were red, they would be albino. And here there are also 3 Piraonças, those huge ones, the darker ones over there. They are a mix of Pirararara with Jundiaonça, and that's how the Piraonça was formed. The most interesting thing is that these ones are... I have 3. This one. The other one is over there, resting in the back. And the other one? Where's the other Piraonça? Show up, my girl. It's here. The other Piraonça is here. These specimens here, they are the first adult specimens in the world. This species didn't exist until last year. So they developed it, they made it here. The mix between Pirararara and Jundiaonça was born. It worked. They sold them. And I got the first batch of sold offspring. Actually, I bought one and then 2 other people bought the others. But since I work with rescues, mainly rescuing fish, monsters that no longer fit in the aquarium or that are fighting too much, eating their tank mates in there, I rescue them and bring them to my recording studio. The other 2 came from rescues. Because of that, they grew a lot, started fighting a lot there, and ended up coming here. Just like several other fish I have. The peacock base, for example. It came from a rescue. This red-tailed catfish came from a rescue, as did several other fish, so I'll continue discussing the species we have. That one over there is a jaguar cichlid. It came from a rescue, and down there is another one. That one is my little baby. It arrived really small, and now it's all grown up. And the funny thing about these fish is that they're from the jaguar species. It's an American cichlid, if I'm not mistaken, from Central America, originally from Central America. But here in Brazil, people call it tucunare tigre, man. But it's not a tucunare, it's a jaguar cichlid from Central America. Look at it over there. It has nothing to do with tucunare, which is this fish here, nor with any other species of tucunare, of which there are several. I can't even name them all, but let's keep going with the Oscars, which we have to have. Look, there's an albino head tiger, albino, and over there a head tiger. The common pattern, wild, that's what you find in nature. And there are more here too. Where are they? Over there, look, more common head tigers. Back there, there's Sky's husband. They've already bred, they've already had babies. Actually, they had eggs, they laid eggs. Sky laid eggs. He's also a labiatimo. Look how beautiful, it's right there and huge. Continuing. Here we have the freshwater shark Pangasius. Look at this one. It's the albino type, and this one is the common type. Look how cool. Look, these are fish, once again, that are going to get huge. Here I have a pintado. I believe it's a pintado gaucho, not a cachara. It's a pintado gaucho. And there's another one over there. I believe both of them are the same species. Look at them over there. And let's keep going. There are the armored catfish, the pineapple pleco. That one over there is as wild as it gets. There are 3 of them here in the lake, this giant pool. And there's also the pineapple pleco. The rare one I have here is a pirararara pleco. The L25 pleco is well known by its codes. There are many variations, and that one over there is a pirararara pleco. Man, look at how beautiful that fish is. It just stays hidden like that. Plecos love to hide under logs. There's another pleco too. If I'm not mistaken, the L24 is the pitanga pleco. If I'm not mistaken, that's it. L25 pirararara pleco and L24 pitanga pleco. I have 2 of each in here, the pitanga and this one. Both came from a rescue. Both of them came from a rescue. There's also a rescue turtle here. She's documented. A water tiger, actually. It's not a turtle, it's a terrapin, and she's documented. The document is in my name. Everything's in order. She was living together with one of those armored catfish. There's the video of their rescue over there. And they were living in this aquarium here, both of them together, there at the house, in the apartment. Unfortunately, the person who bought them didn't know. The seller just wanted to sell, sold both of them to be kept in this aquarium here. I don't even need to say that the situation was terrible, so I also rescued them. I went there to get them and brought this turtle. Whoa, oh my god, it almost bit my hand. What a scare. And that's how they treat me, you see, guys. But let's go. I'm sure it was Recruta. He's always trying to bite me. Let me remind you that I was saying the little turtle, she came from a rescue, her and the armored catfish. Well, that's what I do. Rescue when the animals are in a bit of a complicated situation. There's also the arowana here, who came from a rescue. There were 2, but unfortunately, one of them died. Let's go. Continuing. Any more fish here in my pond? Giant pool? Well, I think that's it for the pond. The tilapia. There's a tilapia here. There were 2, actually. There were 5. I took out 3, 2 stayed, and this one is just huge. The other one, unfortunately, died. I don't know the reason, guys. I believe the tucunare ended up killing them because it's really aggressive. It's attacking everyone here in the giant pool pond. It's extremely aggressive. Look at what it did here on the back, right? On Debbie's back, man. It just tore off a piece. So, it tore off a piece of the arowana, which is already healing. But near her head, there's also an injury. It tore off one of her scales, and I think it tore off 2 scales from this guy here too. This peacock bass is very aggressive because summer has arrived, and it's their mating season. I've already noticed that it developed a bump here on its head, and among cichlids, because it's also a cichlid, that's common. This is very common in males, especially during mating season, so I've already noticed that it developed a hump on its forehead. So it's in its mating season. Could that be it? Could I get a female for him to mate with? Not in this lake though, because he'd get more aggressive and I'd need a separate space for them to reproduce. But look how cool that is. Let's go. Continuing here. I need to let you know that these fish won't stay here in the giant pool lake because the story of the giant pool lake is coming to an end here in my recording studio. Because in this place, I'm going to build a concrete tank that goes from wall to wall and will have a giant glass front here. A huge piece of glass that will make all of this look really awesome. It's going to be taller with a lot more water, so that these fish can have a better quality of life and stay here in my recording studio for much longer, and of course, to bring in more monster fish. I believe that all of them will be able to live their entire lives here without any problems. I've never talked this much at once in my life, but let's go, guys. Here, I've already shown you all the fish from the lake, the giant pool, from all the aquariums here in my entire recording studio. I showed each one of them to you. And look, there are still more fish, plus the residents here in the freezer. It's the moment of truth. Let's see what's going to come out from inside here, starting in this little corner. Here we have Brittany. Look at Brittany here. Oh my god, she was Tiffany's sister. And Florzinha, man, Florzinha, I don't even know what to say about losing her. There's just no explanation. There's also Marijuana here, man. And this one was the biggest. And here's Michael, my buddy Narapnima. Lastly, my god, unfortunately, it's Bochecha. And well, there are still a few more. Down here, behind the potato, there's the panga. Look at the size, man. This one, I don't even know why it died either. Just look at the size of this thing. 1-2 hand spans. Huge, huge. There's another one inside. Behind the broccoli, which is the tilapia. Just look at the size of this tilapia. My God. So, living here in the freezer, the tilapia, the panga, a ray, the marijuana, a snake, a tuconarep, and a perararara. And look, I completed this challenge within the challenge, which was to bring all my bundles at once in the same video, within several videos that I recorded consecutively, every day here in a row. Man, this was crazy, huh? I've never talked this much, straight, all at once. My God, I need to drink some water. But let's go. There's a lot to do, and to keep up with all this, you already know what to do, right? Click on this little button I'm leaving here on the side for you to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. And t-shirts and sneakers from my brand are available in the store, and I'm leaving the link here in the video description. Man, I ask God to bless each one of you, and I'll see you in the next video, which, by the way, is tomorrow. Remember, make healthy profits. Peace.